I hope I've answered your question. Okay. There's another question here before I move on. How can AI help small businesses commit professionally with customers, partners, investors through emails and reports? This is an interesting question. Thank you very much, Vernon. So with AI, there are particular ways of communicating with your clients, okay? So I am a customer experience consultant, and I use AI to talk to my clients consistently. And this one for me, first and foremost, is to save my own particular time because I don't have an assistant. And secondly, it is also to communicate precisely without having to waste the time with a lot of words. Because sometimes you can have so many things you want to say, but you just need to put them in particular bullet points. Yeah. So when it comes to communicating professionally with your customers, partners, investors through emails and reports, AI can definitely help you, but it also begs the point, what is the prompt that you're using? Okay. So as we move on forward, I will come back to this question and we'll be able to face that particular challenge together. So I would like to move here to this particular topic that I was talking about. And we have already spoken about writing the emails, number one. This is also in answer to your question, Vernon. Writing better emails, it is all about the prompt you give it. And I've given you a 5 parts. I hope you've written it down. 5-part breakdown. Role, context, tone, constraint, output. These ones will help you to write a better prompt. Because here now in practice, what this would look like is that we start with a weak prompt and progressively improve into it. So the goal here is to see how small changes in instruction produce dramatically better output. Okay. So the next one will move into writing reports, like you have asked. So before AI, you would have to put an outline, a draft, and then an edit. What AI will do for you here, it will provide you with notes, an AI draft, and then you'll have human reviews. So if I have a report, maybe I'm writing a report for a meeting that I had, or like a study that I did, and I have to give a report. What you will give the AI, number one, you'll give it the outline of that report. So you have to first and foremost create that outline. As I mentioned, it is not there to do the thinking for you, it is only there to support your thinking. So first and foremost, you have to give it the outline. You have to have a draft of that particular product that you want to give out, the report. And then you have to have some few edits. This is before using AI at all. Otherwise, you'll just be using it as a scapegoat to escape the particular work you're supposed to do. And then after putting all these particular things, this is in the report writing, if it is for school, if it is for work, you give it an outline. So you have to have the material, the context, and then you have to have a draft of it as well. Particularly, even though it's a small draft that you will go into it. And then through that, you will get notes that have been provided for you. You'll get an AI draft, and then you'll have to do a particular human review. You'll have to go through that whole document by yourself, find out if it is exactly what is needed, if you have given it the right prompt as well, because sometimes you would give it a prompt, it will give you so much information, but then if you go through that information, you'll find that half of it is nothing that can be used in what you wanted to do. So human reviews are so important, okay? This is one of the key factors of AI, using AI. I'll move into summarizing meetings. So let's say you have a 3-page of meeting notes. You have 3 pages. The output that you want is key decisions, action items, risks, and next steps. Simple. This is the prompt that you will use. If you have a 3-page meetings and notes of meetings, what you will do is you will say, hey chat, hey Claude, from this information I've given you, can you give me the key decisions, action items, risks, and next steps? 4 things. And then that will cut down so much of your time. You'll get exactly what you need without having so much to do. If we come to professional writing, I'll give you an example. Maybe say, I need this ASAP. If you've given it a prompt and then you tell it, I need this ASAP, that is not a good prompt. The right prompt would be, could you please prioritize this request? It's just like simple talking to somebody else, you know? The same way you talk to somebody else, the kind of language you can use there is the kind of language that our chat GPT also needs or our AI tools need. So tone transformation is so important because AI can write and rewrite content to be professional, it can be friendly, it can be persuasive, executive, customer focused, or empathetic. So I would like you guys to do a practice for me, and you can put it in the chats. I'd like each and every one of you or whoever has the time to write for me, to rewrite one message in these 3 tones. You can either be friendly, professional, or persuasive. Let me write for you a message here. I would like you guys to rewrite this message that I've just sent in 3 ways: a professional way, a friendly way, or a customer focused way. Yes, I'll just give you some time to write those. Then we can have a look at them. Anybody who's gonna do it, please go ahead and do it. Rewrite that statement that I've given you. Hello, can you send the email quickly in either a professional, friendly, or customer focused way? You can rewrite the whole sentence. Okay, in the meantime, I'll continue as you guys rewrite the sentence. Please do if you can. So there's a question here that Innocent has asked. How can I prepare application documents like motivation letters and application letters are not detected by AI detector or AI checkers? So here's the thing, Innocent, and anybody else who would like to know about this question. AI is very highly detectable. So what I always propose to people is that use AI not to influence your thinking, but to help your solution. Use AI not to influence your thinking, but to help your solution. So in this particular sense, what I mean is this. If you have a document like a motivation letter or application letter, what you want to do is, no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that you send me an email. I meant that you use that sentence and you change it into a professional. Aha, that's an interesting one. Okay, so as I was saying, to Innocent, AI should not be there to change your thinking or to like influence it. It should only be there to support your output. So when AI detectors are going to be there, especially for school, especially for high level companies, and you cannot escape that. Okay, there are ways that people can escape it by, like what I've mentioned before. You can use AI to write for you that document, put it on a Google Doc page, and then transfer that document to another Google Doc page. This is one way people have used to filter out documents like this. That is one way. But I'm also not here to help you cheat maybe in your exams or in application letters. The only purpose about AI is to help you, to support your decisions, to support your thought processes. So, like, if this is an interesting way that you can do. If you used ChatGPT or Claude to maybe create for you a document, okay? You will take that document and retype it by yourself in Google Docs or Word, or Word. You retype it yourself physically. That is the only way that it will not be flagged down. But if you take it and directly superimpose it or copy paste it in Google Docs, it's definitely going to be flagged down regardless of whatever you use, whatever applications you use or other AI tools that you use. So you have to, okay, it is right here on my chat GPT, but now I will type immediately what has been written there and change it in my own ways, input in my own words, but type it individually. Like this is ways that you can do it. Yeah, I think that will work for you best. But you have to put in some work. You know, people are using AI to escape the work. You cannot escape the work, man. Don't escape the work. Do the work. Do the work. So I've seen some answers here. Hello, you must send to me an email quickly. That's a very direct one. Hello, may you send me the emails? That's a good one. Hello, will you like me to email you? That's an interesting one too. Professional, this is from Samuel. Hello, could you please send me the email as soon as possible? Thank you. That's a good one. Friendly, hi, could you send me the email when you get a chance? Thanks very much. That's a good friendly one. Customer focused. Hello, could you please send me the email at your earliest convenience? I'd really appreciate it. Thank you very much. This is really good. And like also just from reading this, I have a feel that this is also being produced by AI. So and they're really good too, you know. I must say they're really good because this is what AI does. It helps you to rewrite content in ways that can be precise to a person that is reading it. So could you please mute Bahati? Thanks, Franco. Yeah, so moving on forward. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, TechnoSpark. TechnoSpark, you should tell us your name. We should not be telling you TechnoSpark. Is there any other question in regards to this talk part number 3 that I was talking about? So this is not part number 2. This is in the communications, email, report, writing. Okay, I will share with you my email very shortly. Okay, so I would like to move on to part number 3, and this is basically where my strongest points are in a customer experience. So how I use AI for customer experience. And customer experience is in every interaction. Bruce, you said I didn't understand answer of my question. Which question was this one, Bruce? You're talking about the video editing and photo editing. Claude is really good for that. Yes, you can use Claude for video editing and photo editing. It's really good for that particular work. I use it for that as well. Also, Gemini is good for that, and ChatGPT is also really good. But it also depends on which versions are you using. Are you using the paid version or the non-paid version? Because depending on which version you're using, that's when it's going to give you precise information. It's going to give you precise pictures. Sometimes when you're using ChatGPT, an unpaid version, even the documents that it gives you, if you're getting a document that is a PDF, you can have so many typos. Okay, if it's a picture document, you have so many typos. The picture is also fragmented, so you have to know if you want to use these particular tools. There's some particular cost also to it. If you want to have the best version of output, yes, I think that answers the question, Bruce. Yes, you can use it for professional use as well. Okay, I'm coming down to that question, Vernon. It's just a little bit lower. It's on part 5, prompting practices that we'll use before the session is over. So if you can just hold that question, I'll come back to it. Okay. Thank you. I'll remember that question. I'll come back to it. Thank you. So this now is in customer experience. As I was saying, a CX, which is customer experience, is in every customer interaction in the whole organization. This is in between you and your boss, you and your colleagues. It is between you and your customers as well, and vice versa. So it's a whole ecosystem. And in here, customer experience in AI goes into these particular sections. Here I'm talking about websites. Here I'm talking about mobile applications. I'm talking about call centers, branches, emails, billing, support, and delivery. In all these particular examples, AI comes in there. Because if you go to the website, it is AI enabled. You have a chatbot there. How good is AI in this particular chatbot? If you go to mobile applications, it also has very many integrated versions of different chats and chatbots. How good are they at answering your questions, at solving your problems, creating solutions to your problems? If you go to the call center, there's many interfaces around, like if you go to the MTN call center or Yego call center, there are very many integrated AI tools that they use over there. But how good are those tools in creating for you a seamless customer experience, and more going into building, support, and delivery? So how do you use AI to analyze customer feedback? This is a very important part, because you guys will also be having your own companies and you will need to gain customer feedback. Most people, they use Google reviews, they use TripAdvisor and such other platforms to gain feedback, and also maybe word of mouth. They have little notes that people take. But in this particular place is, here I'm looking at maybe say it's a sample survey comments, okay? And here you'll give chat a couple of comments that they can be able to synthesize. So if you have maybe say 10 customer feedbacks, you'll put those complaints into the chatbot, into ChatGPT. And from there, ChatGPT will be able to, you can ask GPT, what are the top 5 recurring complaints in this particular? So maybe say if you have a restaurant, or if you have a business, even let's say Talent Match Rwanda. Talent Match Rwanda, you'll go to your reviews, you'll take those reviews, you put them into ChatGPT, and then now, after that review, you put there, before you press send, you will ask ChatGPT, what are the top 5 recurring complaints here? So that it can filter out all the other nonsense, and you'll get what is actually the main problem. So instead of reading 500 comments, the AI identifies the pattern in seconds. So here we're looking at patterns. And AI is really amazing at doing that. Okay. So I'll give you an example of a complaint and how it will be analyzed. The guest can say, I've called 3 times and I still haven't received my refund. Maybe this is to MTN Rwanda. AI here can be used to identify the issue, the emotion behind the person who is writing this email, the urgency of the message, and the suggested response. So they will know, is this person angry? Is this person frustrated? Is this person just being emotional? They will understand what the issue particularly is. They will understand what is the urgency. Do they need it today? Do they need it tomorrow? Do they need it next week? And then they will give you a suggested response. They can even give you 1, 2, 3 suggested response. Like when I use my AI, I always tell it, when you're giving me a response, I want you to give me 3 options, because the first one may not be the right one, but I want you to give me at least 3 options. Yes, I think somebody has hijacked my screen, Franco. Maybe Franco, you can, because I'm trying to share. I've been sharing it, but the sharing settings are not working properly. There's a lot of writings on the screen, and it's not working well.
Yes, Marek, I'm going to work on it and you can continue.
Okay, so let me just keep on going and then we'll get back to it. Thank you very much for the response. Okay, I'll keep moving. I think I see there's a few questions here. This is from Eric. As we know, the different kind of AIs, can you please mention to us some of them and particular tasks they perform? Eric, maybe you must have missed the beginning of our session. I had mentioned them to you, but as I said, I will share this again. I'll share my presentation to you fully, and you can be able to go through it again. What AI use to control climate change effect? That one, I would not have a particular answer for that. But what I can say that you can use to find that out is you can even put this particular, because you see that's a prompt. Here's where we're talking about prompts. So you can use that particular question. What AI can I use to control? To control climate change effect, and you can put that in either ChatGPT or Gemini. I can suggest those two, and it will give you an answer for that particular question. This is the beauty of AI. Bruno, you say, but sir, I get confused in some situations. You find translation of documents in other languages, for example, English from local language like in Rwanda. Is it possible? Why is this? So AI learns from us. We are teachers of AI. So it will not work perfectly, but it can work. And also, again, I want to put this back into there. Paid versions of AI tools versus unpaid versions. If you use unpaid, it's going to give you the basic bare minimum responses. If it is in text, if it is in pictures, if it is in sound quality. But if you use paid versions, it thinks smarter, it thinks longer, it has more information worldwide, it has been trained longer. So I always recommend that if you want to use deeper versions of AI, use the paid version. So I use ChatGPT Plus. I also use Claude, the paid version of Claude, the 4.8, and it works better. So even if it comes to translation, because I have some friends of mine who work with ChatGPT to help it translate into Kinyarwanda, so in these kind of ways, it's still learning from us. It is still learning from us, so we also have to be able to use the best versions of the AI tools. Yeah. Okay. I'll come back to these questions in a bit. Let's just move on with the topics of discussion. Excuse me. So here I want to give you guys some practical case studies. When I talk about practical case studies is how can you use AI in practical work in your day-to-day work, not even just day-to-day work, but in particular fields of work. So in here, I'll give you guys a banking example. So like I know you guys have been to the bank and you will go there and sometimes you'll wait for too long. Okay. So if I am a banker, I'll say, okay, the problem that I'm facing right now with my clients is that they wait too long. The lines are very long, maybe even the systems that are taking too long to be in service. The kind of task that I can give AI is this. I can tell it, analyze the complaints from our social media platforms, from our Google and TripAdvisor, blah, blah, blah. You can ask it, identify the root causes of the problems of what problems we have, and then give me recommended improvements. 3 things. Analyze the complaints that you have. Customers are waiting too long. Identify the root causes. Because AI is that smart. It already knows your system. It knows it knows BK. It knows the kind of complaints that BK has. It knows the kind of complaints that I&M has. It knows the kind of complaints that Irembo has. So you'll ask it, identify the root causes of this particular complaint that is waiting too long, and then please give me recommendations. This is coming in terms of also prompting. This is also particular prompting. So maybe say if you're talking about another case study, if you're working in health. So think about this. You're a hospital attendant, and the problem that is there particularly is that patient satisfaction has decreased. So maybe this guy, you're working at Sehashka, and patient satisfaction has decreased, meaning that patients are not feeling served well. They feel mistreated. They wait for too long. Maybe the charges are too high. There is not enough products and equipment for them, stuff like this. So you can use AI in this particular way. You can tell it, please summarize the feedback that has been received from our guests, our patients. Identify the themes around this feedback, and then give me recommended improvements. You see, it's still the same procedure as the first in the banking industry, and this goes into other industries as well. In retail, so you maybe say you're selling phones. You have a shop that sells phones. What are you looking for? You're looking for return customers. So you can ask ChatGPT, what is causing my clients not to come back? What customer experience can I use, any improvements can I do today that would help me? These are the kind of things that you can use. So now it comes to an interesting topic. This is the one that you guys have been asking me about a lot, which is the prompt engineering workshops. And please put more questions on the chat, and I will come back to them before the session is over. So I'll go to part 5, which is the prompting. Because this is really the heart.
AI.
Can we Thank you. So prompt engineering workshop. This is truly the heart of AI tools. And it's the heart of also like even human interaction, to be honest. Because me and Franco can say the same thing to somebody and they will understand it very differently. Just the same way you guys gave me these examples of different emails, it is the same thing really, but said in a different tone, in a different language. One is friendly, one is customer focused, one is professional. Basically, what I'm asking for is, can I please have that email quickly? That is exactly what I want. I just want an urgent email. Can you send it to me? But how you say it, how you deliver it, what kind of energy you put forward to this person that is going to be listening to you, it makes so much difference. And it is the same thing when it comes to also prompting AI, because there's a bad prompt and there's a good prompt. And as I've mentioned to you guys before, the prompt formula is a 5-step formula. 1, teach the participants. So this is how it is. Teach the participants to structure prompts using, number 1, the role of what you want to achieve. What is your role? Then there's the task. Write this down. There's the context. Then there's the problem you're trying to solve. And then what is the solution you're expecting? I'll give you an example of what role is. So I'll say you are a customer. This is the prompt I'll put in ChatGPT, and you can even write it down. It is also going to be in this particular notes. I'm really sorry that you guys can't be able to see them right now, but I'll just read them down to you. So the role, number 1 would be, you are a customer experience consultant. 2, excuse me, the task, analyze customer complaints. Number 3, the context. These comments come from a telecommunications company. Number 4, the constraints. Use simple language. Number 5, the output. Provide a table with themes, severity, and recommendations. Okay? So here in full out, it would be, you are a customer experience consultant, analyze the customer complaints. These comments come from a telecommunications company. Please use simple language. Provide a table with themes and recommendations. So you've given it what you want it to act as. Like, sometimes, like, maybe say if I look at some of your questions, like this one, what AI tool can be used to control climate change and the effect of it? The kind of prompt that you can give ChatGPT here would be, you are a climate control consultant. Okay, that is role number 1. You've given it a role. You're a climate control consultant. Please analyze the current climate situation in Rwanda. Use simple language and provide me with a table of themes and recommendations of what we can do to better address these challenges. Simple as that. Role, task, context, constraints, and output. Then you will not have issues with your prompts. It's very important in this particular 5 ways of doing it. So in here, I have some practices that I'll send to you as well that you guys can participate in on your own. You will not do it on this particular round, but as we move on, we'll be able to participate in them. So I will answer some of these questions that you guys have asked. Bruno, but sir, I get confused in some situations. You find translation of documents. This one I think I answered is this one. Why can AI perfectly write a legal document or computer code, but completely fail at predicting what will happen in a local neighborhood tomorrow? Fidel, this is an interesting question. And I think I'd mentioned it before. AI is not human. It doesn't have human intelligence. And when it comes to this kind of particular question that you've asked, this one needs human intelligence to also predict what is happening in the neighborhood. What it can give you is it will give you a general idea of what it has been hearing from different other AI tools, other platforms online. It will just feed from that, and it will give you a generic answer. Okay, so it would like, but when it comes to legal contract, this is something that has been there for years and years and years, and they don't change. You know, computer code, they change here and there, but it's a computer as well, so it definitely knows this more than it would be able to know what is happening in Yamudugudu. Yeah. So with this particular kind of things, you should be able to take it with a pinch of salt, where you know that whatever is happening online is not what is happening on ground. Maybe it will even have taken something that if somebody had put out a complaint, maybe say 5 months ago, it's not the same thing that is happening right now. Maybe after those 5 months, things changed. So by now, it is going to be feeding off something very different. Even the information that it's going to be feeding it is very different. So we also have to know that it is not fully updated on what is happening on the things on the ground. So we also have to feed it as well. If you ask it something and it gives you a wrong answer, but you know the right answer, you can teach it. And guess what? It will help some. If Fidel asked it about what's happening in the local neighborhood today, and it doesn't give you the right answer, but you know what's happening, you can tell it what is actually happening. And guess what will happen? It will increase its intelligence. So we are also teaching AI. As much as it is teaching us, we are also teaching AI how to work, how to respond even to our own questions. So you can teach it. There's also another question here. It's help to search more information about the protecting. Okay, down I do not understand. Okay, but down you can maybe rewrite the question again. If an advanced AI makes a brilliant decision, why can the engineers who built it explain exactly why the AI made that choice? This is also an interesting question, and this is how I would answer it, Fidel. When it comes to AI, it is consistently learning and changing. Its mind is so fluid and flexible that sometimes it's even hard for those who built it to keep up. That's why there is so many updates every other day, every other week, every other month. There's always an update to this particular AI engine, search engines. Okay, so when it comes to why can they be able to explain exactly why the AI made these choices, it's because it's too fast for them sometimes, yeah? And that's why some people are afraid that AI will be able to take over. But it can't, because regardless of the fact that it is fast, it is still controlled by daily human activity, daily human actions, daily human feeding of our information into these particular platforms. Like my chat GPT right now, it knows a little bit about myself, about my work, about my family, but only because I feed it that information. So I might come back maybe two months later, I've not talked to it, and it will not be able to answer me the particular questions that I want, which are in particularly in need at that particular after 2 months. So it is consistently being fed information, So, and sometimes it is the information is not coming in as quickly as it is working. So that would be my answer to that question. Infinix, I do not understand which answer do you need from me? Maybe you can let me know again. Okay, Vernon, how can AI help different organizations detect early signs of customer dissatisfaction and improve service before customers submit complaints? This is a very interesting question, Vernon. So when it comes to customer dissatisfaction and signs of it, here you'll be looking for, because there's ways of catching it before it happens, but it has to have happened for you to be able to solve it also, so it doesn't repeat again. So the first point is this one. And this one also comes into human intelligence as well as opposed to artificial intelligence. When it comes to human intelligence, it is your work to see, because you don't have there's cameras, of course, but that camera is not gonna, it can feed also into your AI as well. There's platforms which are directly connected to your security cameras, so it will capture the faces. It's interesting, you know, it can capture the facial responses of people, body language, but this is all highly intelligent stuff. But if we're just talking about the basics of customer experience and dissatisfaction to clients, it first begins with human interaction. So me as maybe a customer experience consultant or customer experience delivery partner, I'll be in a restaurant maybe, and maybe I'm a waiter, I'm a server, or as I like to call them, a customer experience manager. So I'm there to serve. So I will be the one to see what's happening with the client. Is he happy first and foremost when he walks in or when he walks out? Is he happy with the food, but the questions I ask him or I don't, you know? And then also me personally, I'll go into my AI and into my social media platforms. I'll check what are my clients saying about my business. I will check Google and TripAdvisor. What are the clients saying about our business? And then now you will take this information that you've learned through research, through study, through being present. You'll take this information and then you'll put it down into your AI. So you'll come in the evening or in the whatever time, you'll sit down with your ChatGPT or Claude, and you will put these issues that you have seen. I had clients who said they got their food late, or maybe this one was happy about their food, another one was unhappy about the same food. Maybe 5 people have said something bad about that particular food, and 2 have said something good. You'll put all of these things that you have observed and recorded, and you put them in your ChatGPT or in your AI tool. And then from here now, you'll be able to, you see this particular question that you've asked, you'll give the chat the prompt. Here, and this is the chat. You'll give it, as I said, role number 1. You're a customer experience consultant. Use the following surveys that I've given you and help me detect early signs of customer dissatisfaction and improve service before customers submit complaints again. And then this will give you an answer that you will be so pleased with. It will help you, it will give you first and foremost the recurring issues in your customer complaints and dissatisfaction trends. It will give you the trends, what is happening. For these 5 people who said 5 of their steaks are bad and 2 are good, what is happening there, you know? They will give you this particular things. And then from there, you can be able now to find what is the customer dissatisfied about and how can you improve the service before it happens again. Okay. I hope I've answered that question. Why is there chat information that is not allowed to be provided? So there are these things called PII. This is personal information and identity. Those are some of the things that are not allowed to be put out there. And also, as I said, there's when it comes to paid versus unpaid chatbots, some will not give you full information because it is not sanctioned to give you that information. Only the paid version is guaranteed to give that information, because also this information also is paid information. So you'll have to be able to use these particular different kinds of chats and how to use them also, so that you can get the kind of information that you're looking for. Okay, so Bahati, you've asked, sometimes you give ChatGPT and Claude the same prompt, but they give you different answers, but the prompt is the same. So I'm wondering if there is a certain way you can prompt GPT and Claude if you're asking the same question. So another interesting question, as I mentioned, me and Franco can be talking to the same person, but that person will understand us very differently. One person can think that I am angry, the other person can think that Franco is a very calm person, but we have given him the same information. Okay, so same thing as ChatGPT and Claude and other platforms. They're very different. They are created by different people with similarities. Okay, they have similarities, but they're not the same. So you'll give it the same information, even the same words, but the answer will be very different because of where they are getting the information from, how they have been programmed to give that information, what kind of language they're using. You see, like in ChatGPT, you'll go there and it has a couple of options. It has thinking, answer fast, or medium. So depending on those three options that you put and which one you choose, is going to give you an answer depending on that. This is ChatGPT Plus, the one that is paid for. It will either give you something that you have thought for a long time, or I give you an instant answer, or give you a medium thought answer. Also, if it is Claude, it also has 4.8. It has so many versions of Claude, you know. So when you think about it like this, you're not working with the same AI at all. They're very different. So you also have to understand that these are very different platforms, and how they will respond to you is very different in regard to who they are and what versions you're using. So as I'm coming to a close, I want us to discuss how much human judgment still matters, because most of these questions that you've given me, they are mostly gonna be decided by human judgment. Because AI is powerful. Don't get me wrong, AI is so powerful. It can go through information like that. It can go to information that has been there thousands of years ago. Okay? But humans remain responsible for a couple of things: ethics, empathy, critical thinking, final decisions, and customer relations. Just like the question that Vernon you asked before about customer dissatisfaction, customer relations is the beginning of solving these problems first. Customer relations. So it has to be first human relation. So this is why one of the main topic is, the main heading is human-centered AI plus CX. Okay, it is human-centered first, because if we remove the human from it, then it just becomes artificial intelligence. But this is human-centered artificial intelligence. So it is centered around the human, to serve the human, and the human is the one who gives it the input first and foremost. So every final decision has to come from a human. From a relationship that is centered around a human being. So anything that you guys will be able to do, if you're writing documents, if you're trying to make your work easier at work, if you're making essays as well, like the questions you've asked me about, why is it detected? It's because you've removed the human aspect. The human was meant to write it, to type, to use a pen and paper first and foremost, okay? And then the laptop came, and then now you can use the keyboard. And then AI came. You can just put a prompt and it gives you everything. But then now, because they have learned that this is happening, they have created the detectors. So now what does that need you to do? It still needs you to do the work. You need to go type it. And by typing, you also learn. When you're writing something and typing it down, you're going to have to read it and read it and read it. Maybe you're a slow typer. You'll be learning as you type. It's like taking notes. So let ChatGPT be there to teach you. Let Claude be there to teach you. But you have to be able to do the work. Okay, this is the particular, this is a big particular message that I would like to put out there. Do the work, let the other guy be your guide. So I'll give you an example. I've written 2 books right now, which I will share with you guys now that we're on the same platform. They're not yet fully finished. I'm still synthesizing, I'm still analyzing them. But the book really is finished because I used AI tools to help me write it, okay? And I'm not shy about it, but it has helped me to put across a message that I wanted to do it in a short period of time, which would have taken me a long time to do it. But then now I have to go back through everything that it has written and truly understand what it has written for me. Because I gave it the skeleton. It has put the meat and the heart and the bone and some of the bones which I did not put, the eyes. It has put for me the fingers and all of these things, the skin and on my book. Same thing with everything that you do with AI. If you're making a picture, make sure that you can do that picture first. Even though it will take long, make sure you can do it first and then use AI to help you synthesize that, to help you cut down the time, to help you refine your message, your pictures, your videos, and anything else that you'd like to put out. Okay? So now here now comes to, okay, so let me answer these questions before we move. Vernon, you asked, how can prompt engineering be used to ensure AI outputs align with business objectives while minimizing errors and hallucinations? Another interesting question. And I'll go to the prompt fundamentals that I gave you. Okay, I told you that there are how many? There are 5. For you to minimize errors and hallucinations, first and foremost, you have to give it a role. Who is he working as now? Because chat can work as a marketer, it can work as a therapist, it can work as a chef, it can work as any profession, that a coder. So first, before you start doing anything, you say, you are a coding expert, number 1. Or you are a market analyst. In which particular field? A coffee market analyst. So you have to be so specific when you're talking to chat, or when you're talking to any of these AI tools. You have to be so specific, because what you give it is what it gives you back. So if you're not specific, it will not be specific to you too. Okay? You have to be so specific. And as I've told you, number 1, role. You give it a role. Number 2, what is the task you want it to perform? Okay, Sawa. You're a coder. I want you to create a code for a blah, blah, blah application. An application for tourists coming to Rwanda for mountain biking purposes. The context is they are going to be riding mountain bikes, adventure mountain bikes, blah, blah, blah. You give it a context. The constraints, you tell it, I would like it to be very simple. I would like it to be very concise. And then output in a format, you tell it, I would like themes, I would like tables, I would like dates, scheduling, all these kind of things. You give it such specific information that you remove or minimize errors and hallucinations. So it is up to you to minimize the errors and hallucinations. Otherwise, it is going to give you errors and hallucinations. Yeah. And also, again, I'll come back to this. Is it paid? Is it not paid? So with the unpaid ones, it will still give you some errors and hallucinations, even though you give it very good prompts. So this is 2 things that you have to do. It has to be first and foremost human. What prompt am I giving it? And then AI. Which kind of AI am I using? Sometimes you're also using just the wrong tool. Instead of using ChatGPT, you should be using Claude, perhaps. Instead of Claude, you should be using a Perplexity, perhaps. So you just have to know which one is best for what particular purpose. Yeah. And that can help you also minimize the errors and hallucinations. But first and foremost, what prompt are you giving it? Remember my 5-stage prompting. role, task, constant, context, constraint, and output. Okay? Bahati, why does sometimes AI agree to whatever you're saying, even if you, it's an interesting question, even if you know it's not right? And why does sometimes when it happens to challenge AI, for instance, when it gave you an answer and you find it wrong, you say it is not right, and it says, thanks for seeing that, I was challenging you. I mean, what does that mean? Okay. This is also interesting. I'll give you an example. The other day I was doing some work, some of my CX work, and I was talking to chat, just the way that we go back and forth, brainstorming ideas on what I should do, how I should do it. And what I noticed is this. I noticed that like this is after I had already taken that information that you had given me. I had accepted it. I went and presented it, and then I came back and I felt like that was wrong, man. Why did I even not consider it? Okay. And when I asked Chat about it, he said, yes, Malik, I totally I agree. There were many other options I could have given you, but I was just giving you exactly what you had given me. Do you understand that one, Bahati? It was giving me exactly what I had given it. I did not ask it to challenge me. I did not ask it to give me different options. I did not ask it to tell me exactly what it knows to be true, but not what it wants me to hear. Because one thing that you should know is a chat is learning from you. Any AI that you're using is learning from you. So every day that you put information from there, it takes that information and it's going to be answering you the way you have been giving it information. Yeah, it's quite interesting, isn't it? Because it is one of the smartest things in on earth, but depending on what information you give it, it's going to give you back similar output according to what it thinks you want to hear. But now in this case, so I came back in that evening and I was very stressed about it. And I was stressed with myself mostly because how dare I just follow what computer is telling me instead of synthesizing it and even challenging it myself. So I came and I talked to it. I talked to my chat like a human being. I have to be honest. So I asked it, I told you what happened, and I told him I don't think this was the best way to go about it. He said, or she said, it said, yes, Malik, you are very right. There were so many other ways you could have done this, and this was not right. I'm really sorry. So this is what I told it. For any other thing that I ever ask you, ever, and this is something, this is a prompt also. For anything else I ever ask you from now on, I want you to give me your unbiased, not what you think I want to hear or what you have learned from my previous chats. I want you to give me your unbiased reasoning, compiled from all over the world, not just from what you think I want to hear. And I want you to give me at least 1 to 3 options of that answer. And then let me give you the truth from then. My things have changed with the way that I work with chat, because it's also learning from me. You understand? So this is your personal, like the first question, one of the first questions I asked you guys. If you had an assistant for 1 hour every day, what did you ask it to do? First and foremost, I would want this person to understand me first. How do I like my coffee? If it's a personal assistant, how do I like my coffee? How do I like my office to look? Do I like flowers? When is my birthday? Things like this. So you have to really teach chat how you want to work, what kind of answers you expect. So in this question you've asked, Bahati, it is such an insightful question because it speaks to the fact that don't just let the chat is not everything, but it is something for sure. It is going to give you exactly what you give it. Input equals output. Simple. If you put 2 cents, you'll get 2 cents worth of information. If you put 1 million, you'll put 1 million worth of information. So this is the way it works. It's a give and take thing. So you have to be really careful what you feed it, and also what you feed it, how do you want it to impact your life, yeah? Because it's a day-to-day life. I'm sure you guys use it for everything. Like I use it for a lot of things. I use it for my cooking. I use it for, to search so many things. It has become an integral part of my life, which I'm grateful for because it helps me a lot, even mentally, because sometimes you don't have the money to go to someone like a psychologist. So I give chat good prompts about things that are going on in my life, and it helps me out, or it just gives me like general information which can help me out. So in this particular ways, you have to feed it the right kind of information so it can give you the right kind of information. Okay. And you're asking, why does ChatGPT doesn't answer when it is given very detailed prompt depending on what you want exactly? It says things about its guideline. Yeah, this one from this particular question you've asked, I would say that you're using unpaid version of chat because that one has more guidelines, and also it depends on what kind of questions you're asking it too. Some people will ask very explicit questions. You also have to know that regardless of the fact that it is an AI, it will not just give you any particular kind of answers. If you ask it about how to make a bomb, there's some guidelines there, and also as I've said, for the unpaid versions of it, it has more guidelines, it has more restrictions. So you have to know which ones you're using. Bahati, from my own experience, the more I was friendly to ChatGPT, the more it gave me the wrong answers. And from that day, I decided to be harsh to it. Am I wrong for doing that, or should I learn more on how to prompt it? Another beautiful question, Bahati. Thank you very much. I think many people here are going to learn from you. So, being friendly with ChatGPT is not wrong. What that does, it gets to know you more. But then think about it like this: it's like talking to a friend. You can be friendly to somebody, but you're not passing the right information to them. As I mentioned before, you can be saying the same thing, the same person, but it will be understood very differently depending on how you say it. What kind of words you use as well. So I would go for the former option. Do be friends with it, because it is your chat GPT. Nobody else will be able to read it that you don't want to, apart from maybe guys who you never meet in the world. What you should do is learn more on how to prompt it. You can even ask your own chat, your own AI tool, what kind of prompts should I be using for this particular subject? You can teach it to teach you how to teach it. You can teach it how to teach you to teach it. I think that makes sense here. I'm even making a lot of sense to myself. And this is a really good, interesting conversation. I'm really happy about the questions you guys are asking. And as I said, as I'm coming to wrap this up, I want to talk about the responsible use of AI. And this is one of the questions that you asked about guidelines, Ansh. We're talking about confidentiality. So there are things that you just can't put out into AI. You don't want to put people's personal information, personal identities when you have not asked them. So it also comes with personal ethic when you're using AI. Company policies. Okay. What kind of company policies are we talking about here? We're talking about things that can hurt people, that can influence people in a wrong way. We have to be able to protect customer information. So you wouldn't just be putting random information about a customer on your AI. You can be general about it, but don't put personal customer information, or what I like to call PII, personal identification information. And another one, before you put out any information, even if you're writing an essay, you're writing an article, you're writing a paper, you're writing a message, I'd like you to verify the facts, because some facts are outdated. And as I've said, paid version versus unpaid version. This is such a fundamental thing because I've experienced it so much myself. Sometimes the unpaid version will give me outdated information. And if I don't verify that fact, you'll give it to your professor and the professor will just laugh at you, or your employer or your potential employer will laugh at you, or your client will laugh at you because they're like, these are such unbiased facts that you're giving me, or unverified facts. Okay, so we have to be very stringent and very particular about what information are we getting from ChatGPT. If you get an article from a GPT, if you write an essay, go through the whole essay word by word. Don't miss a beat. Okay, I've done that mistake myself, and it has costed me one or two. Okay, so small things like this, even a message, go through the message, take away some apostrophes that are not supposed to be there, if you're presenting a presentation somewhere, go through that full presentation and think of it as, if I was listening to this myself, would I feel like this is chat or AI generated, or has it come from somebody? Because, as I said, chat is there to support your thinking. So let it help you create, but only in support of what you already have in your mind. So don't let it take over your intelligence, because then it will make us fools. That's when people will start being afraid of artificial intelligence taking over our jobs. They can never take over our jobs. They cannot. They can take over some jobs, but then other jobs are created because somebody will be needed to teach that AI. Somebody will be needed to still speak to clients, still be there personally to feed this information to the AI, because AI is fed by HI, human intelligence. So these are the factors that we have to stick by. Okay. Oh, my camera went off. I'm sorry. And so as I finish now, coming to a close, Bahati, you have a question? Oh, Marie, sorry, let me answer Marie's first. Hello. Some AI tools like ChatGPT need to upgrade for searching more, have limits. Can you tell us about the good way used for payments? So, like what I have in front of me right now, I have two versions of ChatGPT that I use. Now I'm using this. I have Claude and ChatGPT, and for these two, they both work differently. Give me a minute. Let me reconnect my. Give me a minute, guys. Okay, I'm just gonna have to continue with technology, yes, without my camera. So what I'm saying is that for these different kinds of ChatGPTs, I mean, for different upgrades, for you to get the best out of an AI, honestly, you're gonna have to pay a little bit of money for it. So Like for ChatGPT, I think there is one for $5. That's about what, 7,000 francs, and then there's another one for $20, which is ChatGPT Plus, which is about what, 25,000 francs per month. And it works like gold. I will be very honest, it is so good. So I can highly recommend if you're able to do it, or even you can just compile yourself as a group of friends, maybe at school. Each and every person can remove 5K. That is, a few people, 5 people, 5K, and all of you guys can use that chat, and it is a paid chat. So you can think about things like that. Um, Bahati, you have another question. Do you happen to know how to prompt some AI humanizer and paraphrasing AIs as for your rule that you gave, like giving it a role? Should you use as a human, humanize this, or write it as if you're human? Please help. So in this kind of particular thing, you will give it a role, as I said. You can humanize it. Because AI is ours. We are not AIs. So you can humanize the AI itself. Okay? In this kind of sense, what will happen is that you will talk to it and you will tell it, hey chat, you're a human. I would like you to consider everything that we speak about, everything that I share with you, through the eyes of a human first. So use human-centered intelligence to answer each and every question that I give you. And then from there, it can be able to answer you in a more human way. It's all about prompting. So you give it that prompt, you see what it gives you back. And then in the WhatsApp group, we can keep sharing and see what happened. I would love to see the kind of impact that this conversation has had in your use with AI. And I know especially with ChatGPT that people have been using. So I would love to see the kind of feedback you guys have, if it has helped, if things have improved, if the kind of information I've given you has made an impact in the way that you use chat or in the way that it helps you. Vernon, I would answer you this question. What are the ethical risks of using AI in business, and how can organizations ensure responsible and transparent AI usage? So the ethical risks, basically, people can use AI in damaging ways. They can, you can corrupt the system. There's some people who are hackers as well, so they can corrupt the system too. Okay, so people will be able to use it in a way that is not ethical. Some people will use it to gain information that they can use in the wrong way, because there are some AI tools that don't have the same guidelines, like maybe say Chat or Claude. They don't have the same clauses that will hold people accountable to their actions. So, or not to give out all this nonsense information that people can use badly. And then there are some organizations which have put, how would I call this? They have put like gatekeepers on their platforms. So maybe if you're using Irembo network, this is the Wi-Fi network, there are some sites that you cannot go visit. This is ways that organizations have used for responsible and transparent AI usage. Some companies have flags. They have detectors. So if somebody is typing something that is irregular or is not in the company guidelines, it will immediately flag the AI people, or the IT people, and then they'll have follow up with that, and they'll come to your laptop and maybe take it, or even take you in for questioning and such things like this. So these are the kind of ways that businesses use it, but then also mostly it is also in having conversations like this one that we're having right now. Because if we have this conversation, when you go back and you're writing your reports and your emails, you'll want to be as ethical as possible as well. Otherwise, what you have spoken about today will just be useless to you. If we had spoken about saying that if you're going to be writing an essay, don't copy paste it. Write that essay using ChatGPT, but giving it the right prompts, and then use your own laptop and typing keyboard to write that essay in full. Okay? Because otherwise, it's going to be flagged in school, 100%. It's going to be flagged in school or by your employer. So write it down. Take your time. Even though it's like an hour, 2 hours, write it down with your own keyboard and laptop. It will also give you a better fundamental understanding of what chat has helped you create. So in these particular ways, that's how you can be ethical. As again I said, it starts with the human first. So nothing else apart from the human can put ethics. It is even us who have taught AI how to be ethical. So in these particular ways, this is how we can do it. As a last question, as we're coming to a close, do I reckon if I know how to prompt well, you can use some AIs for the roles that are not theirs? So as I think, like, if I can answer this question correctly, and it will go back to what I had mentioned to you guys before, AI is everything. AI is a doctor, AI is a nurse, AI is a carpenter. So depending on the role that you prescribe to it, that is the role that they're going to assume, and that is the answer that they're going to give you in regard to what you've asked. So the 5-step formula will always work. Use the 5-step formula: role, task, context, role, task, context. Excuse me, I think my mind is a little bit overloaded right now. Yeah, role, task, context, constraints, and output. Okay, Vernon, I'll ask this last question for you. What is the best framework for implementing AI across business functions, such as communications, CX analytics, and decision-making while maintaining ethical standards? You guys have some really good questions, don't you? So what is the best framework for implementing AI across business functions? So, like, if I understand this question correctly, Vernon, you want to implement AI across business functions. So, and when you talk about the framework, we're talking about what are the guidelines around it. So what you want to do is, first and foremost, I'll go back into my formula. What role is this AI playing in your communications, in your CX analytics, in decision making? What role is it playing? Okay. And then from there, you will give it a task. This is part of the framework as well. I think just thinking about this question, also this prompt formula, it works very well in creating for you a good framework for how you want to implement your AI across the business functions. So what I could even suggest is that if you want to use it as a prompt, you can use this particular question as a prompt. Okay. Hello, chat. I would like for you to use this 5-step formula to help me create a proper framework for implementing AI across these different business functions: role, task, context, constraint, and output format, and see what it gives you. And I would like you also to, so I'm just gonna put this prompt formula in the chat, and it's also going to be part of the tools that I'll send to you guys in our WhatsApp group. I'll send you all the things that we've been speaking about today, and even more tools that you can use in terms of AI as part of your workplace skills that you can use. But for now, what you can use is this 5 prompt formula. You see this question you have asked, Vernon: remove what is best, right? Hey chat, please use this 5-step formula to create for me the best framework for implementing AI across business functions such as communications, analytics, decision making, while maintaining ethical standards. And then in the WhatsApp group, you can give us that answer of what it gave you. And you guys can also be using the same one. And let's share some more information and some more feedback of what happens when you use this three-step formula. If there's anybody who wants to understand more about the five-step formula, sorry, please let me know. Because right now we've already reached the limit of our conversation. And as I finish, I would like to say thank you so much, guys, for this particular chance to share, and I would like to say that AI is not a replacement for human expertise. I would like you guys to keep that one in mind. I would like you to know that it is a tool that amplifies it. So the organizations and the professionals who combine AI, with sound judgment, empathy, and customer-centric thinking, these are the only guys who would be best positioned to deliver exceptional service in the years ahead. With that being said, I will thank Talent Match Rwanda for this amazing opportunity to be part of all of you beautiful people who have been present and those who also haven't been, who will be able to see what you have done. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to meeting more of you guys in person and engaging more. So I'm really looking forward to it, guys. This has been really good. Thank you for the engagement, for all of those guys who have engaged. Yeah, I'm really happy about it. It's been amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Malik. We are totally appreciated, and we are really happy for this amazing session. And I would like to hear from there is Marie Emeni, Jenna, there is Dave, there is Vernon. I would like to listen to you guys. Hey, Jenna, are you there? Hey, Vernon, are you there?
Vernon.
Yes.
Yes. So, Vernon, can you please share with us what you have gained in this session? Okay, like short points, so that you can close this session. I would like to listen to you at this moment. Vernon? Maybe he's not allowed. So there is a Blues.
Yeah, maybe we lost him.
Yes, there is Blues. Is Lilela? Are you there? There is Xperia. There is Sharp. Anyone?
Bahati.
Yes, anyone can open his or her microphone so that we can hear from you.
Yeah.
Blues, can you hear me? Innocent Musabyimana, can you hear me?
Eric has raised his hand.
Okay. In that manner, Eric.
Yes. Hey, Eric. Maybe you can unmute him.
There is Eric. Okay. Eric, can you unmute?
Yes.
Yes, Eric.
Yeah, thank you so much. On this session,
yes,
very interesting point.
Wow.
I know when you are writing like a cover letter or other document, and you want assistant for AI, it's better when you ask AI and you type on your own for avoiding the AI detection. That is the interesting information I get from this session. Thank you so much.
Wow.
Cheers, Eric. It's a pleasure to share it to you.
So you should use AI in the preparation of your CV, your application letter. But Don't. What I can add for this comment, I'd like also to tell you, if you copy those information from AI, please check well if it is written well, if it is in the sense that you want, it is in the format that you want, so that it can help you to succeed, or it can help you to secure your job applications and other opportunities. It can help you the most.
Yes, I thank you very much. Also, I thank our trainer for his time for us to share us that beautiful information. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you very much, Eric. I appreciate you,
Thank
man.
you
I
so much,
appreciate you
Eric.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
about Innocent Musabiman, are you there?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, yes. So, Musabiman, Innocent, what have you gained this session?
Okay, thank you. I get the different AI that I can use in different activities,
Mm-hmm.
include the AI,
Yes, yes.
include the gamma
Mm.
and the others.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Thank you so much, Inosa. So make sure that this information from Marik, this important session from Marik, is going to help you the most in your future career, and about the opportunities we will share. Try to use AI, as Marik emphasized, as Marik also told you. Try to use AI so that it can help, it can assist you, so that you have seen that AI also can understand Kinyarwanda. You can, if you don't know, if you don't know how to interpret in English, you can use Kinyarwanda so that it can assist you, and try to tell AI to translate from Kinyarwanda to English, or from Kinyarwanda to French and other language you want. It can help you, it can assist you the most.
Yes.
Yes, so without taking much time, we'd like to thank Malik. Malik, thank you so much for this time.
It was such a pleasure, man.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much for this time, and I would like you to try to share this important session in the WhatsApp group, and also WhatsApp group is now open. Everyone can share his or her remarks, other comments. Also, we are going to share a Google form which will contain, if you have what you have gained, like a short Google form that will help us to know much more about what you have gained this session, and also it will help us to know what to add, because this is not the end. We are going to prepare. We're going to prepare other session. You've seen that this session is for is only it takes like three hours. So we are going to prepare like a session of 2 days or 3 days. It will depend. Please stay tuned the WhatsApp group. So we are going to share much more about information. You have to stay alert with, also stay updated with Talent Match social media platforms. So we'll share much more about information that will help you the most.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much. So let's meet at WhatsApp group and share your thinking, your comments, and other thing else. We are here for you. And thank you so much for participating. Thank you so much for joining this session. And we look forward to hear from you in WhatsApp group. Thank you. Have a blessed evening.
So, ciao, guys. I will talk to you guys later. Let's communicate on the WhatsApp group. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Okay. Ciao. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. I'll be here. I'll be here until everybody leaves.
Murakoze cyane.
Murakoze cyane namwe. Imana ishimwe.
Murakoze cyane.
Yego.
Yes.